Okay, so we have Santa on Orzum and Lightforger on Ajari. So we'll have to see if the Ajari better than Orzum maintains. I'm sure Santa's got something a little off kilter though, so I don't think we're gonna see a standard game. We'll have to see.
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty unlikely.
It's interesting the scouts didn't fight each other. They're both more interested in seeing what the other person's doing than trying to kill the scouts, which is, I mean, personally, I just A-move that thing every single time. I don't know about you, but...
Yeah, personally, I don't A-move that thing. I forget to send it up. Which is a shame, because I would see, things like these expansions, both reasonably early, no one's doing something super crazy at the gate. There's no tower rush into fire singer rush here. So that's at least something, I guess, for Lightforger, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, if I got across the map and I saw that there wasn't a, some insane thing being started already, I'd be stoked.
yeah.
If I see a base, I'm like, oh, thank God, yeah.
It's 400 alloy and something that's not cheesy and coming to kill me right now. So yeah, it's an important match to scout it. Always scout, folks, but scout again when you're facing Santa. Alright, so we got the Legion Hall on the ramp there. That's really cool. Get that hallowed ground so you can kind of have a tighter choke there at the top of the ramp and then also have the hallowed ground coverage, which is super important for Orzum. See, we should have the first few camps being taken soon.
What is this guy up to? Oh, it's the tower taking again. Okay. Are there more coming? Are we gonna see take two? Oh no, that one's just pulling the camp. Okay, I saw extra teapots on the mini-map and I got excited, I'll admit it.
You see those little dots?
I saw the dots, man. I was like, it's coming. Alright, so we're just going to take the Pyre cams nice and early, as per usual then. We have to catch a look at what Lightforge is kind of planning as well, because we often see the early round of Sapari just to get those first camps and... Oh, okay, interesting. So we're taking up a little bit. We're not going too hard into those early units, so... It looks like both players are just opting for this kind of eco play. There is a double Legion Hall though, so we'll have to wait and see if he decides to produce a lot more units out of that all of a sudden. I suspect Santa will be ready though. Zentari are particularly good on defense. We'll need to be looking for whether or not Santa starts setting up these, there we are, these citadels, which are the absolute staple for Orzum, where you spend your Pyre to get a citadel, which generates you more citadels so you can... Oh, sorry, generates you more citadel. I mean, that actually holds true. Generate more citadel.
Yeah, that's actually there.
Yeah, to get more citadel to, expand the empire.
I've seen the design doc. It just says generate more citadel all the way down, so it's repeated like hundreds of times, the whole thing. No, but yeah, I can understand why you want to tick up as well. Like, you don't want to be just straight throwing Sapari into Zentari. Those guys lift like crazy. They're huge. They're jacked. So that's. You kind of do want to take up and make sure that you have that safety if someone does come knocking. But yeah, mostly just clean up on a couple of these free neutral structures around the map. They give a bit of Pyre, just a little bit, to try and get that little difference up. Because you don't want to get caught behind. Because Orzum has some pretty powerful abilities, and then Ajari definitely does, especially at the higher end with Salvation. So you want to start making that early.
Absolutely. Salvation is super scary, and we've seen players consistently save for it because they know how powerful it is. It does look like we will be seeing that classic Salshin Sapari kind of composition. And, I mean, it's exciting to see because the Salshin is a playmaker unit. As a vanguard and as one of these special kind of units for a particular Immortal, it has some crazy playmaking abilities, that's for sure. So we'll have to see if we can get some insane interventions in here.
Yeah.
That one moat is just claiming all the neutral towers.
Yeah. Attack move. Gotta see his rank. He must have been promoted by now. The amount of kills he's getting is kind of crazy.
Veteran mode, yeah.
and now they're scouting. There's no rest for this little guy.
Oh.
And you can see there is no. Yeah, true. Oh.
It looks like Lightforger does have units ready for this though.
Yeah, no, they're definitely ready, and I think Santa's aware of that, so they're not going in just yet. And there is a bit of a clock in these kind of games against an Orzum player because of that generation from the towers. You know, the more towers you have on the map, the more Pyre generation means that, like, eventually you're going to be well behind if you don't do something to stop it.
Yeah.
And to prevent them from getting to that step is usually the best counter to it. Don't let them get there. So you want to start doing some damage.
Yeah, you have to be contesting the Pyre camps and also the map, because there are only so many places to put towers without it costing a lot more, and so often Warzone players will be using the map to place their citadels, and so you really do have to be active out on the map to take them down. But Sapari Salshin is one of the best hit and run compositions we have in the game, so we'll have to see. Oh, the teapots.
2 Absolvers there as well. There's one Salshin that can shoot up. I don't know if that's going to work.
Get him!
But that's actually a really, really slick move there from Santa. I don't know if it was intentional, but like this very ground-heavy push, what I assume was a push, 2 Absolvers, that's a lot of Sapari there as well, completely stuffed by having a Scepter out reasonably early, and there's just no anti-air for it.
Yeah.
Now Santa may have just been running this to someone's alloy line to harass from behind, but it really does slow this down, and you want to be getting that damage, like we were saying. Meanwhile, Santa's got the whole map. He's cleaning up more Pyre. It's getting even more rich. So something's gonna have to change soon.
Yeah, it's paying out beautifully. Those 2 are lost. Go home. The Scepter for sure was just meant to harass a mineral line, and then discovered a base and pressured the base, and it forced the whole army to stay home just so these 2 Salshin could tickle away at it. And now these guys are getting caught out. Oh man, nice speed boost just to catch that completely. Decides to pull back from that tower though, because I guess they don't know quite where the full army is.
Yeah.
A couple of sentinels out now to cover for that Scepter if need be, but there's already a sentinel on Santa's side. It's been away collecting a Pyre camp.
Oh. Santa caught slipping. Yeah. Yeah, catches those 2 damage. So yeah, it's kind of interesting because this army is a threat, right? Like Santa's not that far ahead, so he needs to group up and prepare for this attack. And now it's the question of not when the attack will be, but where's it going to be, right? Like what's Lightforger going to chip away at here? And is Santa going to be in position to catch it?
Well, we can see dots all over the map. So the Fire Singer's going up to deal with the Scepter coming into the base. There's already 1 up. There's already 2 up in the main. Fully prepared for this shenanigans.
Lightforger is
having
so ready.
Absolutely none of it.
Santa knows a spot though. He's found a little angle there where they can just chip away at things, which has to be so annoying after putting down so many turrets. But there's a sentinel on the way here to clean us up now, so that shouldn't be around too long.
Is he gonna get it? Last shot.
It's gonna be close. Oh, one more. Oh my god. That's got to be a demoralizing moment. Oh, and Santa puts down a tower just right in front of the army. Yeah, really keen.
Yeah, there's a lot of spots on this map where you can put citadels, and I'll tell you what, that shouldn't be one of them.
Yeah. Oh, single Hada.
Hada.
Just got up the ramp. He's gonna shoot a laser. Getting shot in the dark from those lasers is really terrifying. Oh, he's gonna sneak past the whole army here. Try and push the 3rd. Thinks better of it. Indecision here could be a killer. A whole lot of Absolvers running forward, not deployed. The enemy army is going to be in the hallowed ground, which is going to give a huge bonus, but he's going to pop Salvation and just run into this. He wants to trade as hard as he can, get as much damage as he can with his army before it pops back into real space. So he's just going to keep trading into this as hard as he can. It's going to be a pretty even fight. Empire Unbroken goes down to protect the tower. 2 Absolvers left hanging, and the Salvation's already over, so they're going to be lost. And then finally a single Zephyr running around the side and just eating it. So that was not super successful. Super hard to push an Warzone player off of like an entrenched position, especially if they've got everything there. And then a lot of Pyre spent on the Salvation, without too much to show for it, really.
Yeah, I think Santa did a really, like, it looked a little bit scuffed there at the start, I'm not gonna lie. The Absolvers were deployed and then suddenly undeployed because everything was charging at them. It all got a little bit questionable, but Santa managed to delay long enough that Salvation ran out, and all of a sudden it became a really bad... Oh, again, that tower. No, cancel.
Cancel is instant, though.
Maybe not.
Quick
Maybe
fingers.
not.
Yeah.
Now, I think Santa needs to be really careful here. This is where you throw the game, because if that comes barreling at you with all those Salshin Sapari, especially these Absolvers kind of caught on their own.
Cleaning up the fire there, and free Absolvers. But the Hallowers are shooting back on his Absolvers. Yeah, really good target firing there. I'm not sure about this fight anymore. Oh, there we go. This is going to be Aegis now. There's going to get a couple of shields down. The Magi dropped the holy the hallowed ground. And these sentinels, have already used up all of their shields blocking projectiles, and they're gonna flee as well. So yeah, there's just not enough stuff here for Lightforger right now. He needs to regroup, and that's gonna be pretty hard with this Autumn player breathing down your neck.
Yeah, it was such a nice fight, and this might mean a free Ancient, which is a huge boost in Pyre to someone that you really don't want to have Pyre. Like, once Autumn gets this big injection, of course, a Tower Foundation and another Citadel will go down somewhere, you guarantee that. This is going to be tough for Lightforger here.
Yeah, it's getting to that point, 6. I think usually 5, it feels like for me, where I just have more Pyre than I know what to do with Autumn. When you have 5,000 or 6,000, you can see that counted down the bottom of the map. And that number's just going to keep going up. Yeah.
I'd love to see a pillar right at the top here. And then just stick the Hallows in the pillar.
Well, we'll see how this fight plays out. Yeah, really big fight, and I don't know if Lightforger has enough to deal with it. I do wonder what the upgrades are between these two, because we've got upgrades in the game now. Yes! And I think there might be an upgrade difference. We can see 2 Keepers of the Hardened Flame the back of center space, so he's probably been double upgrading. Just the one here, so there might be an upgrade difference there between the two. A little discrepancy, which is making these fights even more lopsided. But this position is just fantastic.
I think you're right. This is gross on a whole nother level, being perched up here, ready to shoot whatever the hell he needs to. The fact that Hallow just doesn't have vision, there we go. And now he's just going to start plugging away. Try to get rid of that. I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, they've got this huge wall there. They get so much high ground vision. You lose half your army. There's a salvation popping off, but it's just not going to be enough. There's no damage going through.
Yeah, it's
a pillar there to add insult to injury. Yeah, and so when that doesn't work out, now you're really in trouble, right? Like, you've spent all the Pyre to make that play. This base is forfeit for sure, and there's very little you can do to stop that at this point.
Yeah, if Lightforger showed up with 5 Wardens right now, I'd be like, okay, game's about even. But as it is, it's not looking good. And I'm wondering if this was just a Giga Brain Santa Claus move where all of a sudden Santa was like, hey, my reputation is to be a cheesy man. So what if I just play a straight up game and make them overly conservative? Because we saw, what, 4 Fire Singers in their base? Like, that's a lot of money. That's, awkward fight here. Santa, though, it's caught with the Absolvers not really siege at the front of the army. The Hallows get picked off at the front. Oh, that's a great trade for Lightforger.
So many Absolvers at the front.
Superior numbers.
Yeah, and then it seems like there was a lack of target firing or a couple of Zentari from the back that were distracting the army. But a lot of those Absolvers didn't get shot down when they probably should have.
Kill that base. Yeah.
Freebie. Yeah, well, there goes the Empire Unbroken, and those are going to come out on cooldown, essentially. As soon as your building is getting attacked, you've got enough Pyre coming in with 7 turrets that you can do that pretty much non-stop. So yeah, Lightforger's trying to do as much as he can with what he's got, which is not much right here, and barely doing any damage to these units of Santa. Yeah, that's going to be GG.
Yeah, that's criminal.